Hi there, today we are going to go to my favorite Goodwill and I am on the hunt for more Christmas items. And the first thing that I stumbled across was this bag of Orphe ornaments. I have found these before at different stores. I believe they were all hand done in the late 80s and 90s, and it is Orphe the groundhog. And you will see at the end of the video how many I got and all the different costumes. I really like the looks of the ornaments in here. You can see there's one little guy on a red horse, and that one is marked made in Sweden. And so I decided to take that little box. And then I thought this was unusual. I thought it was nice that it was not taped shut. And I was touching that part, that clear part, and I thought, oh, is this glass? Is this crystal? How fancy. But the more I touched it, I felt it was plastic. It was not glass. It's very, very fancy, very, very pretty, but I decided not to get that. I do kind of annoy myself a couple times in this video because there are things like, why didn't you go back and get that? Because I remember at the time thinking, oh, I'll circle back and get it. And one of the items that I circled back to get was already gotten. I should learn my lesson and just pop it in my cart and think about it later. Like this guy. I thought this was kind of funny. Look how he wobbles. Poor little guy didn't have a solid surface to sit on. I thought that was kind of funny. I laid it down and thought about it and then, of course, forgot it. So I will next time remember, just pop it in your cart. You can always put it back on the shelf later. The Christmas and Hanukkah season is fast approaching, and that is why I am actively looking for more Christmas. I swear Goodwill heard my pleas when I said they have Christmas out year round. It's not exciting anymore, and they have all the Christmas out. But they're bringing out new Christmas each time I go into the Goodwills in my area. I like to think maybe they heard me. I doubt it though. I am glad that they are bringing out new holiday items, because if you go in and you already know, well, this is what you have, it's nice that they are bringing out stuff that they must have had in storage. That had a little piece broken off the thing that I tapped, and I'm going to tap the toe on this one is also broken. These are glass ornaments. I am definitely having a Christmas sale on Whatnot on this coming up Friday. Details will be in the description of this video, and I am going to have a lot of ornaments for sale, as well as a lot of vintage Christmas that I recently have acquired through auctions and thrift stores. The 12 Days of Christmas is one of my favorite Christmas carols, and here it seemed that I didn't count all of them, but they had the 12 Days of Christmas ornaments. They were individually priced at $3 a piece. I did not bother to look them up because they were individually priced, and I also felt it wasn't a high quality brand, and that is why I did not pick them up for resale. They weren't there today when I went today shopping. A lot of the things in this video weren't there that I passed over. Perhaps maybe I should have bought them. I'm not sure. You never know. This is also 12 Days of Christmas, but those were plastic, so I also felt the quality wasn't there. If they had been maybe more of a brand name, something that I recognized, or sometimes you can just tell, high quality item. And I felt that both of them, they were okay, but not something that I want to pass along to you. Even though some of you might be yelling, why didn't you pick those up? I would have liked them. Believe me, I annoyed myself. There's some things I should have picked up. I'm really looking in the bags because I was here a couple weeks ago and I did find some authentic vintage ornaments snuck in with the other items. And so I'm hoping that that will happen again. And because they have a lot of bags here, you do really have to take your time. Is there 2 items in the bag that you really want to spend? You spend the money to buy the whole bag if there's only just 2 items that you want to get. And sometimes I will say, of course I do. And you can see how many you really have to search down, get down low and look. It's always a fun adventure to see what they have. I heard on eBay you're not allowed to sell those bubble lights, so I didn't even bother to see if they were in the box or in what kind of condition. We used to have those when I was little and in high school. My mom really was enamored with those lights, and I remember having those on our Christmas trees. Now we're kind of getting into the heart of the hard goods section here, and you can see they have one of those weird glass swan planters left. Someone took the other one. Remember, I thought that they looked kind of like a dodo bird. And this was actually, I moved that. I think that's for displaying scarves. This elephant was still at the store. It reminded me of a tape dispenser at first, but then upon close inspection, the inside was really, really marked up with pen, and so I assumed that it was a pen holder at one time in its life. Here's just a random bread shaker. And later I did find another single one, and I didn't feel it went together. This wasn't there, so somebody liked that closed sign with the pen holder. See, there's a chair. There's like a random chair shaker. I don't think the bread went with the rocker. Chair shaker. I meant the rocking chair. The Matryoshka doll caught my attention, and there we are, opened up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually they only have 5, but this one had 6. It's not fancy, it's not spectacular, but I thought it was bright and cheery, and the fact that there were 6 and not 5 made me get it. This I thought was really pretty, and Cindy at the checkout agreed with me. She also liked the colors on it. We thought it would look really pretty with a votive light in it, and you will see at the end of the video how pretty it is. I'm checking for any chips or cracks by running my finger along it, and I did not see any, so I decided to take that with me as well. And then up here, there were these cute little duck trinket boxes. I was turning them over to see if there was a brand name on them. I didn't really see anything that jumped out at me, but this jumped out at me. I'm slowly collecting vintage lucite items because, as you know, if you follow my channel and you know that I make resin items, I was checking with my blacklight to see if this glows because sometimes lucite glows. So I do believe that this is just acrylic and not vintage lucite, because vintage lucite will glow under blacklight, if you know what I mean. I was reading what that motorcycle was to see if it was a Harley Davidson or an Indian brand. And then I was looking to see if that glowed, that insulator, but it did not. So I passed on that. These I thought were those artworks from Canada. They're aluminum and they are signed on the bottom, but they were contemporary. They were not. But speaking of Canada, here were 2 loonies in a soapstone. And then this I wish I had put in my cart. I know, it's globes, and I like anything with the United States, the outline of the United States or globes. I think it's super cool. The reason why I put it back on the shelf is I read that it had a specific bank on it. But I'm sure there are people that collect these and collect advertising pieces. See, aren't I annoying? I'm so annoying that I did not pick up that bank. Oh well. Next time I will pick up the bank. But look at these guys, and I'm not counting them. I'm trying to see if their heads bobbled. I don't know who that is. But there were only 3 of them left today, so somebody wanted one of them. These were 2 Homeco birds. One was a duck and one was a bird, and if they were both birds, I would have picked them up because ducks don't sell very well for me. All right, look at this. When I looked up at that, I thought, you are good quality, and it turns out it's Lenox, has the original price tag of $100 on it. But as you can see, there was an accident. And I thought, this just needs to be re-glued. And I looked at the little baby deer, and I was making sure the little baby deer wasn't chipped up. And I thought, this is really, really pretty. I can bring this home. I can re-glue it. And of course, let it be known in the description that it has been re-glued, and someone could love this at less than $100. So I decided to look at the rest of the stuff on the shelf. Those are egg coddlers. I always pick those up if they are priced right because they are fun to sell and they are fun to eat out of as well. This was very pretty, but I thought $5 was a little high for a buy-in price for me. So I decided to read the sign instead. Moving on, this is a little choke-in plate. It had flamingos on it. I have sold this style of artwork before. I like to find the trinket boxes. I think a decorative wall plate won't be as sought after as something useful as a trinket dish. Of course, you could have used that on your table. But anyway, I'm talking myself out of not being so annoying. This is adorable. And of course, it had the Otakiri sticker on the bottom. So that was a shoe-in for me. It is missing the little roller part that the tape would hold onto, but I think that's an easy fix as well. And it's a cute little cat. And who doesn't like a cat? Then, now listen to me carefully why I passed this up. You saw the glow. It glows like the dickens. And I thought, it's a platter, it's okay. I've packed platters before and it's glowy, but I saw some chips and then I felt for some chips and I thought there's too many chips here. One is my most I would like to, but look, there's a big chunk there. And when I ran my finger around, I felt some more chips. It was too chippy for me. And I left it for somebody who'd walk in and be super excited about that. Of course, I have sold things with chips, but they were unusual pieces. One was a dresser caddy. That was a platter. I felt the dresser caddy was harder to find, and that is why the one that I picked up did have a chip on the underside. I'm trying to explain myself too much here in this video, I think. But I hope you agree with me that sometimes chips can be overlooked, and sometimes there's too many chips on this, even if it does glow. These always remind me of Laurel Birch, but they are not marked Laurel Birch. So I left that as well. I'm checking out the brand name on the bottom of that vase. Look at all the nice things to look at here. Now, I recently had a viewer on my Whatnot sale say, if you find any Beatrix Potter figurines, please pick them up. And I said, I'll keep an eye out. And then look, I found one. So I'm going to announce on my Whatnot sale that I did find one so I can get the person's name so I can make sure that they are available at a sale if they still want to try to purchase that figurine. Or maybe they don't have that figurine, but regardless. That is why I picked up that figurine, because someone said, if you ever see those, please do so. And it's a hedgehog. It's adorable. I didn't quite understand what this meant at first, but then I realized they figured that the wife would have a lot of suitcases. I thought that this Doxy figurine was super cute. It was dressed as a golfer, as you can see. If you look, Google Lens these, other ones come up, and they do sell for good money. So I was very excited to find that little Doxy dog. This tile I thought was interesting. Had a little quote at the bottom of it. Had some kind of schmutzy stuff on the back there. Decided not to get the tile, and I thought, well, I'm going to get this cute little dog. But then I noticed, look, there was a break in the tail, which was unfortunate. But these are super cute, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for them later. I also thought that this was funny. Retirement nest egg with the grumpy flamingo. And then here is a set of vintage Christmas canisters made in Hong Kong. They did have the tape. They did have the top taped, but you can always open the box from the bottom. And that's what I did to make sure that all three of them were inside. This was a bag that someone had ripped open before me. I did not rip open the bags. I don't rip open bags. And it had groundhogs. So I think that the person who donated the Orphe ornaments also donated this bag. Maybe. That's what I'm guessing. It was kind of unusual to have so many groundhog items in a store together. That was a nice little napkin holder. And then over here they have a section that has crafts and notions and sewing things. And so I'm always on the lookout for vintage embroidery kits. They had this, look at this, $20 for these buttons. Now I'm sure if you sold buttons, this is a great deal. Or maybe you made button bouquets. That's a great deal. But for me, I thought, wow, $20, that's a lot. And then this bag was $9. Well, $9.99. It's nice that with the new racks that they have these bins, and they also have some plastic bins. I'll show you those in a second. So they keep it organized, because it is hard to keep a thrift store organized. They have such a huge volume of turnover of items that before the shelves used to get so messy, and here it's kind of contained organizational messiness. I went back to the Christmas to make sure I didn't miss anything one last time. I hope you enjoyed shopping along with me. I hope I didn't make you too annoyed with me, the things that I passed by. I hope there's some things that I picked up that you thought you might like as well. I will be listing them on eBay. I'll have a show on Whatnot, and I'll also be listing on Knickknacks. There is a link to Knickknacks in the description of this video, and right now I'm not doing live selling on Knickknacks. I'm just doing some listings. Here, look at all the ornaments. They're so adorable. They're so, so cute. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and hit the bell notification button, because then you know when I drop a new video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see ya.